Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Yin Yoga class. This week we're going to explore a class completely dedicated to using a bolster. Don't worry if you don't have one, you can make do with a couple of cushions, something substantial, maybe something off of the sofa. And this class is, as always, suitable for complete beginners. So as you may or may not know, Yin Yoga is a deeply relaxing form of yoga. We're going to get a deep stretch into the body as we take our time to set up fewer postures, but set them up really, really well. And then we're going to take the time, 3 to 5 minutes in each posture, to gradually relax and soften and let go into the posture. So it's all very passive and very still. So we're ready to begin. Grab your bolster, grab your cushions, maybe you even have some yoga blocks and a blanket, although they're not absolutely necessary. Grab whatever props you have, find your way onto the mat into some comfy clothes. And one more little note, guys, before we begin. If you don't have a bolster, I've tried and tested many, and this one's super amazing, so I will link below so that if you want to treat yourself to a bolster after this class, you can. Okay, so we're going to begin with a supported child's pose. So placing the bolster lengthways in front of you, walk yourself forwards nice and slowly, allowing the bolster to take the weight of your torso, turning your head to the side. And maybe your arms come out in front of you, close in or behind, just wherever you feel you can get really floppy and heavy and comfortable. Wherever you find your body relaxes the most. With your head maybe turned to the side, close the eyes for a moment. If you need to, adjust the bolster and its positioning until it feels just right. Close the eyes, breathe through the nose. And as you breathe in, allow your belly to rise. You may feel your belly gently press against the bolster. So breathing in, the belly will rise. Breathing out, the belly will fall. Nice smooth breaths, just slightly longer than your normal breath, nothing too strenuous or forced, just gently lengthening the breath, letting the belly rise and fall as you breathe. And if the instinct is to take some deeper breaths, then please do. Allow your body to really give its weight over to the bolster. And as you begin to rest your attention more and more with the feeling of your breath coming and going, you can allow your body to let go a little bit each time you breathe out. Breathing out, letting go. Getting heavier. Becoming more soft. As you allow your attention to begin to drift away from the mind and the mind's comings and goings, allowing your attention to begin to rest more and more with the feeling of your body, the feeling of your breath. So you're coming down from thinking into feeling the feeling of the body. Feeling the feeling of the breath coming and going. And there's nothing more that you need to be doing right now other than that. Just tuning in, shifting where you place your attention. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. Getting a little bit heavier with each breath out. Face is soft. The lips, the tongue, the throat is soft. The shoulders are letting go. The upper arms. All the way down to the wrists, the palms, the fingers. I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in through your nose, slowly all the way up to the very top. Holding your breath in at the very top for a moment, and then out through the nose all the way down to the very end. One more of those deep breaths in. And out. Taking your hands in so that you can press into your palms and slowly roll the spine back up. Take your time. Everything's going to be slow from here on out. Okay, so coming into a seated position, taking the weight off of the legs. Okay, so coming into butterfly pose, take your feet in close, leave just over a foot gap between sitting bones and heels. Allow the knees to fall out to the sides. Now, you can give extra support to the body by placing cushions or blocks underneath the thighs, and that's if the knees start to ache or the hips get too much stretch, so we can have some support under here. And then when we make our way down there, I'm going to show you a few options with the bolster. So sit up nice and tall first, soften the shoulders, lean forwards with a long spine, and then relax down. So roll the spine forwards, round the spine forwards, I should say. Relax your neck, let your head drop, and allow your body to become passive. So each time you breathe out, relax a little bit more, let go a little bit more. Get a little heavier, like you're a rag doll. Your arms might just relax out in front of you, or they might be up onto the feet. And if you want to play around with your bolster, try placing it just across you. And I would say between the knees and the ankles somewhere, you'll find your sweet spot. Taking the arms over the top, resting the head into the bolster. Feel free to stack something else on top, your hands, a block, a cushion, to make more height. Using the bolster in this way gives support to the head and neck, but it also gently presses down. It's nothing too strenuous, but there's just a gentle pressing down on the legs, which just helps to open the hips a little more. I personally love the way that feels. So if you're using the bolster, you may at some point feel like you want to kind of lower it towards the ankles or take it more up towards the knees, but don't take it up onto the thighs. That'll be just, it won't fit, it won't feel comfortable. Breathing out, letting go. So whatever version we use, we continue to find little ways to let go, little ways to soften. Another favourite here with the bolster is to take it lengthways away from you, and you can relax. Maybe you reach the bolster quite happily, maybe you stack your hands on top, maybe you even use a block. Or it could be a couple of blocks, or it could be all the cushions and blocks that you own because you're somewhere higher up. So feel free to adjust these postures to suit your own unique body. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, allowing the body to let go. I have one more option to show you. That's my mission today, is to show you all the wonderful ways you can use this bolster of yours. So last option, some people get super comfortable having it on its end, resting the forehead into the end of the bolster. So you need quite a sturdy bolster for this one that doesn't kind of give way too much. And that is really very supportive. So remember, when we're using support, especially with a bolster, we don't want to take the stretch away. So for my body right now, that's taken the stretch away completely. So I'm going to come back down to my favorite option. So I want you to pick something that just feels really juicy. If you don't like the bolster in this posture, just take it away and just do it without. Breathing out, letting go. Close the eyes. Shift your focus away from that world of your own mind. All the stories it's telling, all of the narration and chatter. And although it's all very grabbing and interesting, there's a lot of mental effort that's going on there. So what I want you to do is just close your eyes and just allow yourself to become aware of the feeling of your own body. So you're shifting your awareness from mind to body. And as we take our attention away from the mind gradually, we pay attention, we start to rest our attention elsewhere. It gives the mind a chance to rest. It gives the mind a chance to settle. And if it ever sounds technical, it's not. It's literally just closing the eyes and allowing the feeling of the body to start to occur to you. Just rest your attention with your body, scanning around maybe. Feeling more and more, becoming more and more aware of the feeling of the body. Breath is coming and going through the nose. We can feel that gentle movement as we breathe. Belly is rising as we breathe in and falling as we breathe out. And as we feel into muscles and tissues, as we feel deeper into the body, becoming aware of where we may be holding or gripping. Sitting with the feeling of the body, and as we breathe out, each time we breathe out, we allow that body to let go. We get a little bit heavier, a little bit more surrendered. And at the beginning, we just have to remind ourselves that there's nothing else we need to be taking care of right now other than just here and now. Just spending some time being here with the body, with the breath, and letting everything else go. As we come towards our last little bit of time here, just question, is there anywhere that's gripping or holding right now that feels ready to let go a little bit more? Taking a deeper breath in and out, just pressing the palms to the floor to slowly roll the body back up. Okay, so taking your props to the side, resting back onto your hands as you bring your knees back to center. And maybe you just want to stretch your legs out for a moment and just point and flex the toes. Or maybe you want to drop your knees from side to side. Stay soft, keep your face soft, keep your shoulders soft, your hands soft. Your breath is smooth in and out through your nose. So spend lots of time just being here, feeling into everything. Keep the eyes closed if you need. So we're going to come into a sphinx and seal posture, a back bend. And we're going to use the bolster, as you might have guessed. So you're going to bring the bolster in front of you here. Come over onto your belly. Okay, take your time. I'm just going to have the bolster under the chest and the arms out in front of you. Okay, so you can have the bolster up towards the very top of the chest, so kind of more under the armpit, so the chin is really resting into the bolster. Or you can have it further down the chest and maybe rest into forearms. So adjust that to your own unique wants and needs, whatever feels good. It can be really nice to incorporate a block here if you have one handy, just to place under the forehead. So some of you will kind of lean further forward, some of you will be further up. Again, different bolster sizes, different cushions, different body shapes and sizes. So just allow yourself to kind of use your own intuition and find the version of the posture that feels just right for you. And softening through the back, through the spine. Softening the shoulders. If you have a couple of blocks, you might want to stack to a slightly different height if you're using those in front of you. And if you don't have blocks, don't worry, just have your head in a neutral position, or even just drop your head forwards, whatever feels comfortable. Maybe rest your chin into your bolster. If you really feel like having the bolster in front of you is not right for you, another option would be to rest into your forearms, which is what we usually do anyway, taking elbows directly under shoulders, and then just placing the bolster in front of you and resting your head into the bolster. Or you might even want it a little bit closer. We're all different. Okay guys, so let's just sink into this yin energy a little bit deeper, closing the eyes once more if that feels okay for you, becoming aware of the body once more. I don't want you to put in any effort here or whatsoever. So as you tune into your body, don't put effort into it, don't try hard at it, just close your eyes. Very simply allow the feeling of the body to begin to occur to you. So don't go looking hard, concentrating hard, trying to make things happen. Just let the feeling of the body occur to you. And then just rest your attention there. Don't try to go off to anything else or make anything happen. Just rest your attention with the feeling of your body as it gets louder and louder, more obvious. As more and more begins to occur to you, just observe, just take it in. You might find yourself naturally scanning around, feeling into different areas, almost like you're zooming in. And then in the background there's this pattern of breathing out and letting go. So as we investigate the body, as we feel into the body and sit with the body, as we begin to notice tension or gripping, we invite the body to let go. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. There's nothing that you need to be thinking about or analysing. So if the mind gets busy and chatty with that mental effort, just breathe out, let it fall away from you, and come back to the effortlessness of just resting your attention with your body, just feeling into your own body. Not only are you softening away from physical effort, you're softening away from mental effort. And as that mental effort starts up, we just breathe out and let it fall away. Okay, so we have an option to deepen for a little while here. Just an option though, so if you want to back away and take a rest, or if you want to just stay exactly where you are, then please do. We can come up into seal. So we're going to press into the palms and come up deeper. We can press the bolster down towards the kind of upper tummy, lower chest kind of area, but please do make sure that the hips are still in contact with the floor. We wouldn't want it to be kind of back here. We want to make sure the hips resting into the floor, and that bolster is just kind of wedged under that tummy area to support. So you can see that takes most of my weight now, so I can be kind of fairly relaxed through the shoulders. Soften your shoulders as much as you can here. Let the thighs relax. Let the hips relax. Just breathe and find little ways to let go. as we find little ways to soften, just aware when we get taken off with the mind. And just allowing that to happen. It's normal that you will become distracted, your mind will become active many times throughout this practice. So I just want you to notice, so I've gone off again. And then I just want you to breathe out and relax the mental effort of thinking. Just let those thoughts, those subjects, whatever they may be, let them fall away from you. And just let there be space in between. Let there be, that empty moment without any need to fill it with thought. And at some point another thought will come in and you'll notice it and you'll let it go. So it's not so much that the mind stops, but that we just notice it and let it drop away more often. Body, ready to soften, ready to let go. Any effort that could fall away from body or mind. Few more breaths. And with all of my classes and all of my postures, please do feel free to come out when you're ready, not just when I tell you. So you're listening to your own body, following your own instincts. So taking your bolster to one side, taking yourself down, and just pressing into the palms up onto all fours for a moment. And we'll just do a few cat-cow movements. So let's have wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And we'll start first of all by pressing into the floor, pressing the floor away, arching the back slowly. This may feel a bit fragile, a bit stiff, so you might want to push into this very slowly. You might just want to hold it there. At some point going in the opposite direction, dropping the belly towards the floor, drawing the shoulders back away from the ears. Maybe you rock the hips a couple of times from side to side, and then once more back in the other direction. Press the floor away from you, part the shoulder blades, like the middle and the back of your back is trying to reach the ceiling. Okay, maybe just go between the two a couple of times. So just a very instinctive movement here. Just whatever feels good to do. Holding one position or moving between the two is fine. And from our all fours position, we'll take our right leg forwards into a pigeon or a swan posture. So for this one, the front foot is at an angle, either up higher, which will be deeper stretch for you, or towards the midline of the body, which will be a more gentle stretch for you. And you can have a cushion or a blanket just placed under the hip, on the right side, so on the side where the leg is bent in front of you, just resting something underneath the bottom there to kind of stop you from falling to the side and to take some of the stretch away if it's too strong. And we're going to take the bolster and have it just in front. So maybe we just stay on forearms, or maybe we rest down over the bolster. You may find that you get more comfortable having the bolster to the side. So play around. Just a little side note. So staying in the posture if it's feeling good, but if your knees are screaming at you or your hips are in pain, so we never want anything too severe in terms of sensation. Alternatively, I just want you to lie down onto your back, take your right foot up to your left knee and take hold around the back of your thigh. So you're in a very similar position but without the weight going through the legs. So if you needed to deepen this, you could take hold around your knee. So that's your alternative posture. To only come as far down as feels correct for you, so you don't feel that you have to lay on the bolster. You could just rest into forearms. Other options here would be just to maybe pad the back knee if this is back knee is digging into the floor. Have some padding there. Sometimes a donut works really well if you have a small towel. So close your eyes and just arrive once more with your body. Mental rest, physical rest. As we allow effort to fall away from the body and effort to fall away from the mind. Because there's nothing that we need to be doing right now. Nothing that we need to mentally be doing, nothing that needs figuring out or solving or controlling. Absolutely nothing needs to be achieved or strived for in this moment. And it's just totally safe for you to allow effort to fall away. And in its place, just a lack of doing, a lack of trying, a lack of effort, kind of a stillness, a pausing. Sometimes you'll feel partway through that you'll either want to back away or you'll want to deepen your posture, so please feel free to do that. Breathing out and letting go as we spend our last bit of time in the posture, finding little ways to let go physically, little ways to let go mentally. Keep that belly rising and falling as you breathe. Taking a few more breaths. Okay, so pressing the palms into the floor and either stepping back to tabletop position, so tucking the back toes under and just rocking the hips from side to side in tabletop, or you may prefer to make your way into a down dog, so just stepping the heels up and down. Finding your own sense of release after that long, deep stretch. Stay soft, stay present, and stay smooth in the breath. Taking your left leg in front of you now, taking your right leg back behind you. So once more, you can change the angle of your front leg, taking the foot up higher or closer towards the midline of the body. You can have a cushion or a blanket under this hip for support. And we could just stay up on straight arms for a while. We don't need to lower, we can just stay here. Softening those shoulders, just feeling into the hips, getting used to just how they're reacting to this position. We don't ever want to kind of shock or be forceful with the muscles of the body and the joints. I'm going to come in slowly, gradually, gently, mindfully. If you do want to lower, use your bolster in your own way, whether that be just in front of you, across you, or turning it at an angle that works for you. And you might want to start on forearms with a view to deepen if the body invites you in at a later date. So you don't have to come up against your absolute maximum. Close the eyes, rest. Rest the attention with the body. Become aware of the feeling of the body. Allowing physical and mental rest to deepen. And as I guide you through, it can become complicated, or it can sound like a lot of information, but really what I want you to remember always is that at the center of all of this is just breathing out and letting go. And that letting go may be muscles, tissues, it may be a physical letting go, or it may be just mentally letting go. You may be letting go of some inner effort that comes up to try to control the situation, or to want to change something or analyze something, some kind of effort that comes up inside of you. Just keep it simple. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. All we have to do on the mat in the end is to just spend the time finding little ways to let go. Allowing whatever no longer serves us to fall away from us as we breathe. And there's nothing more we need to be doing right now other than that. So if you wanted to deepen your posture at any point, you can. Pressing your palms into the floor, making your way back up. Bolsters and props to the side. Pressing into the floor with the palms so that you can come back to your tabletop, or you can come back to your down dog. Move your body in your own unique way. Keep your breath smooth, don't let it hold. And when you feel that you've moved enough, we're going to come into our last and my favourite posture, so a supported fish pose. This is awesome, guys. I'm so excited about this one. So take your bolster behind you, sit onto the floor. Take the bolster into the small of your back. We're going to slowly lay back over the bolster. Taking the arms out to the sides. Now, if you're laying back over your bolster and it's way too harsh for your lower back, sit up onto maybe a thin cushion, or I'm going to use my blanket as something quite gentle. As you lift your hips up higher, the effect of the bolster is going to be smaller on the back. Okay, so you can make that more gentle. Another thing you can do is just take a cushion or a blanket rolled under the arch of the neck to give more support to the neck, so feel free to play around with that. And you might want to just keep your legs bent as mine are here. You might even want to just rest your knees together. So again, just whatever feels comfortable for you, or you might want your legs straight out in front of you. And with the arms, we can adjust how much stretch we receive by either taking them further down towards the body. That's the most gentle version. And then as we take them up, we get more and more stretch through the chest. So if we were to take them up at sort of 90 degrees, that gets quite strong. So it's really up to you whether you want to just totally relax and just let this be a back bend, or whether you want to incorporate opening through the chest. Find little ways to soften your energy, to soften your effort away, to come away from doing and trying and forcing, to soften into allowing an easy kind of energy, a letting go, a surrender. Allow your belly to continue to rise and fall as you breathe, rising as you breathe in, falling as you breathe out. And the body is invited to let go a little bit each time you breathe out. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be solved or improved. Nobody else needs to be taken care of. Nobody else needs your attention right now. There's literally nothing for you to do other than just be here and breathe, and to explore, finding little ways to let go. you get taken off into a story or a chatter in the mind, just whatever it was, you can just let it fall away from you. Let it come, but then just let it go. As much as I could lay here all day, I'm afraid it's time to start to move. So just walking the feet back in. If you straighten the legs, press into your feet and just gently lift your hips. Maybe just a little, maybe a lot, wherever it feels right for you. Maybe just drop those hips up and down a couple of times. I want you to move so slowly from your bolster. You might just want to press into your hands and lift up using your stomach muscles, or you might want to kind of fall to the side and then make your way up. And you'll feel fragile coming out of that one. That's fine. There's nothing that's gone wrong. It's just some deep tissues that have been reached there. So just bending your legs in front of you and just slowly ease the body over the legs, rounding the spine. Soften the shoulders though. Stay soft in the way that you do this. Soft face, and just breathe. It's nice to take some deeper breaths here and breathe into the back of the body. When we breathe, we think about expanding out forwards into the chest, but we forget that we expand out behind us. So breathe into the space behind you, breathe down into the belly, and expand out in all directions. Breathing out into the space behind you. Okay guys, so I'm going to get you to lay onto your backs for a closing Shavasana. You can take your bolster under your legs here, and maybe support under the back of the head with a rolled blanket or a cushion. If you really liked that supported child's pose we did at the beginning and you fancy that at the end, please feel free to go back to that. But otherwise, laying flat. Maybe you have a blanket over the body. Maybe you have an eye pillow to hand. I'm going to link all of the props that I use in the description below if you wanted to take a look after. But for now, closing the eyes, softening the face, and allowing the body to give its weight over to the floor. Getting a little bit heavier each time you breathe out. Just meditating on the feeling of the body for a little while. Feeling the breath come and go. So as you breathe in, you're totally with that breath in. Feeling and taking note of it completely. Same as you breathe out. So it's like you're taking one conscious breath at a time, just fully with each breath of it as it's happening. And I'm going to become quiet, just let you have some space and silence, and I'll tell you when it's time to move again. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Do that one more time, but no rush, nice and slowly. Deep breath in through the nose all the way up to the very top. And out through the mouth, wriggling fingers, toes, taking your arms up above you, having a stretch out. Rolling onto one side. You might want to keep your eyes closed for now. Just pushing your bolster out the way if it's in the way. Pressing your palm into the floor, come up to a seated position. And you may have noticed that I've been joined by some little fur babies. And from your seated position, just sit for a moment. Bring the hands together at heart center. Drop your head to your fingertips. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. So thank you for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed using your bolster in that way. If you haven't done my videos before, this is Hugo, by the way. He joins us sometimes, and this is little Archie. He's just visiting. He's my brother's dog. So thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing this video. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button and let me know in the comments below how you found that, how you got on. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell so that you're notified when my weekly classes go live. And from Hugo and me and Archie, I hope you have a lovely day or a lovely evening, and we'll see you next time. Mwah.